Every black that I know, you need to find him to start with. He's a snake.
Yeah, I don't even know where to start. So you're just listening to Jody Green, the current sheriff of County Columbus, North Carolina, talking about how he needs to get rid of all the blacks on the police force. The reason why he's so pissed off is because he almost got caught paying a felon $3,500 to tamper with mail-in ballots at a place called Tabor City. This dude only won his election by 34 votes, by the way. So for obvious reasons, you probably shouldn't give the guy that cheated in the election the job, right? Or at the very least, you should hold off on certifying the results until you figure out what's going on. But about a year later, the election board's like, close enough, he's got the same sin toad as us, he can have the job.
We should warn you, there is some graphic language in this call. Sheriff Green says, quote, he is sick of these black bastards and that every black he knows needs to be fired.
If I had to fire him, the motherfucker out there, guess what? They have to no God.
This guy's, you can't make this up. This guy's name is Jason Saylor. This is the interim sheriff while Columbus figured out what to do with the election results. He was the one on the other end of the call with Jody Green. While he served as interim police chief, the community tried to warn him. It was like, yeah, this dude's probably racist. He's like, no, he's a good guy. And then his second day on the job, basically, Green calls Saylor to be like, I'm firing every black officer because I think they snitched on me.
That was the setting the night Green called acting sheriff Jason Souls, saying their office had a snitch.
Immediately after being appointed to the interim sheriff, started to get a lot of phone calls from Jody late at night. And this one particular phone call that we received, he made the comment that he hated Democrats. And then he said, I take that back, I hate a black Democrat.
It gets worse. After the sheriff explains that he's getting phone records from Verizon to trace anyone in his office who's called Campbell or Hatcher, he lets Souls know the plan.
Campbell and Hatcher are like 2 out of the only 4 black officers in that county, by the way.
Stop it. Tomorrow's gonna be a new day. I'm still the motherfucking sheriff, and when I'll go there and find my black bastards. They think I'm scared. They're stupid.
It gets worse. After the sheriff explains that he's getting phone records from Verizon to trace anyone in his office who's called Campbell or Hatcher, he lets Souls know the plan.
Snake's head off. And Melvin Campbell's the biggest snake as Louis Hatcher ever heard to me. Every black that I know, you need to find him to start with. He's a snake.
There are only 2 black officers in all of Columbus City, and they both have 30 years of experience, and they got fired because Green thought they were snitching.
And I worked with him, and it kind of shocked me. You know what I mean? That came out of his mouth, but I thought we was friends.
Because the black cop wasn't the one that was snitching.
I was told to just keep documenting everything that happens so that we would have a paper trail of it. And we did.
But Souls said no matter who he and his supporters turned to, nothing happened. Souls is now running against Green for sheriff and doesn't want people to think his actions are politically motivated.